show them skills. Yeah, how about it? How about it? You want it, you have it, you got it. Go snatch it, skirt the lot. Go ahead, jump it, how about it? How about it? Rep for your bro. When you're supposed to pop in your projects. Pain driven, itching, drumming. Hey, look how far we coming. Heartbeat on the streets. You can do it. Ain't built for the weekend. Sweet, this sugar. One man army, but get deep. Watch what you doing. I ain't damaged goods. Damn it out the clay. You wish you could. I do this for the family. I might just blow my wheel. I'm keeping it so for real. Who feeling that glowing hill? I'm giving they souls the chills. My jewelry cold is chill. Stories treacherous. I effortlessly show them skills. Yeah. Hit first off the edge like I don't know no feel. See the pain deep in my eyes. They know it's real. Yeah, been this way before the deal. Say this one for your photo reel. Blessing after testing.
Coach, we're just about 4 miles off the shore of Lake Erie at New Era Field in Orchard Park, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. Able to spin free. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23. Yard line.
Let's go!
23-yard line.
Round 80!
57. I got you. I got you.
Watch the safety creep.
Switch.
Alert!
Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Motion.
This is the 3rd-round pick out of FAU, Devin Singletary. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Press down. Press down. Press down.
5 wide, 5 wide, 5 wide. Gun.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Hey, orbit.
2nd and 5 now. Allen. And his throw is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 20. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Andy Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And that is not a sight they want to see. Joe Mixon very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch, just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They'll run. This is Bernard. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Finding Green complete. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
They'll try and run with Mixon. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready? 52.
55. 57. Mike, 57.
What? 5.
57's the Mike. Rock 57.
Middle.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Beasley signed with the Bills in March just before his 30th birthday after 7 years with the Cowboys, hoping that he can be a very valuable slot receiver in Buffalo. Just under 700 yards last year and 3 touchdowns in Dallas. To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
I'm coming after you.
56.
Check 49.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Carl Lawson in there to get him. It's a loss of 5.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Andrew Billings. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
He's going to air it out deep for Green. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack. Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. So a designed run last play. Now Dalton to pass. Open man is Ross, complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
368! 368! Go!
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Green brings it in. And they'll get him down short of the 1st down, right on the 10-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. Bullock's kick is good, but hold everything here. They might have hit the kicker, and if they did, that'll be a 1st down. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
But you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 2nd and 7, Allen. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Allen now on first down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
X3, 218, chop it. Half cent. Bravo.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Allen. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Stevens good for the Bills field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick. But now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Now Dalton. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Man, I got you. 41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check.
Nice. Hey, Alpha.
41 Mike.
You don't know no better.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here.
This will be Dalton again. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, wahoo!
57. Mike, 57. Let's go, D. Let's go. 57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Y'all not ready.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Pick me up. Here we go.
Allen now looks to throw. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's now 3rd down and 1.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
57's the Mike. 57's the Mike.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Hey, alert 3. Alert 3. You go tight. You go
Tight.
You got tight right there. Kill.
A final shot before half for Allen. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Ed Oliver able to get him for a loss of about 3.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Another try after the first down sack. Dalton, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up, and he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That's it, baby.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. Mixon with a first down carry. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A quick throw now complete to Ross. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
First down, Bengals.
Wait. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On 2nd and 7, Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. They find some open field here. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A.J. Green, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL,
it's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Robert Foster, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bills cut into that lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, A little oxygen if he wants it as well.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. Elsewhere, they have gone to the third quarter now in Dallas, and the Cowboys have added on to their lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, it's Mixon. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Don't get nervous.
Hey, 4-1 Mike, 4-1 Mike. Me and you. It's just me and you.
Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. Here's Kevin Huber now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drives, exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
At the 47-yard line.
57. Let's go one way.
Home.
36.
On first down, Singletary. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 49-yard line.
Half 85.
Switch it.
Half.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. There's a party now.
Hey, Hayward.
57 to Mike. Watch a slant.
From the gun, it's Allen. And he finds Beasley, complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
57 to Mike.
Now Allen to throw. Throwing on 3rd and long. Got an open man. It's Foster. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 12-yard line. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first down, Allen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
John Brown there to make the grab, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Hauschka now for the extra point. And it's no good. Well, that could be a critical miss here in a 1-score game in the 4th. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first down. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Andy Dalton now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Switch it, switch it, switch it, come on, switch it.
Coming, 41's the money. It's our time. It's our time.
Check, 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 check.
Mixon. Jerry Hughes on the stop. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive game. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
40 worth the mic, 40 worth the mic. Check, check, check 41. Here we go, D, get off the field.
They'll get this out wide to Boyd. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler, is a rookie last year, in on the stop there. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Check 61, matchbox lights.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Check, 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 check.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Nixon will try the right side. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Carl Lawson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game, because no one can stand up to this week after week.
57's Mike. Mike 57. I'm here all day.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. That one was intended for John Brown. Third down here.
It's now third down and 1.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Nixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for Cincinnati, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Yeah. One up and up, it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to back. Dream, now my music they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't